Negotiations to avert the fiscal cliff offer great political drama, but they won't solve Washington's budget woes and may cast the nation into another recession or worse. The Budget Act of 2011 requires the President and Congress to agree on a 9-year $1.2 trillion deficit reduction program, or cuts in annual defense and non-entitlement outlays each equal to $54.7 billion triggered on January 1. Simultaneously, the Bush tax cuts, the 2 percentage point payroll tax holidays, and other assorted programs expire. Altogether, $136 billion in annual spending reductions and $532 billion in additional taxes could trigger cataclysmic consequences for the economy. Unemployment would rocket past 15%, state government finances would collapse, homeowners would default on mortgages, and hundreds of banks would fail. To avoid calamity, President Obama and House Republicans will likely agree to raise taxes on high-income Americans by $100 to $150 billion and curb spending by an equal amount. However, those efforts will prove too little, and yet, the economy may still skid into recession, depriving the federal government of tax revenues and further pushing up the budget gap. The federal deficit exceeds $1 trillion, up from $161 billion in 2007. The last year before the financial collapse. Spending is up some $1 trillion, as outlays for Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid and other entitlements have increased by an amount equal to the entire 2013 defense budget. By the end of the decade, runaway entitlement spending will require shutting down the military or crippling many other domestic spending programs to head off ballooning deficits. With Americans living longer, the only reasonable solution is to raise the Social Security retirement age to 70. And pattern U.S. healthcare reforms after international systems that better contain costs. The Germans and Dutch spend 1/3 less on healthcare than the United States, because their governments more aggressively regulate prices, better ration care, and spend less on lawsuits. Democrats, hamstrung by unions, are loath to require Americans to work longer, and are to be pulled into toward lawyers and the medical establishment for campaign support. Hence, Obamacare just throws more money into a broken system. Republicans refuse to admit more competition. We already have plenty of it among providers, drug and device manufacturers, and insurance companies won't adequately slow rocketing healthcare costs. Over the next decade, without a significantly higher retirement age, effective price controls in healthcare